Welcome to All Things YouTube.
Hello Internet, I'm Matt Haas, and this video is about your video's description. This is an area where most YouTubers often overlook or they don't pay much attention to it. That's a mistake. YouTube will use what you put in the description to help understand what your video is about. And the better YouTube understands, the more it will push it out to what it thinks is an appropriate viewer. Remember, YouTube is always trying to put your video in front of people that will click it and watch it, ideally the whole way through. Here's a few things to keep in mind about the video description. The above the fold area is critical. That's about the first 200 characters or the first two sentences on average. Let me show you an example. Here, down at the bottom, I have this sentence visible, and with the show more, then comes the rest of the video description. That is what gets searched by YouTube's system and committed to the database and then used in surfacing it to other people. You want to reinforce the primary phrase that you've picked. Take a look again. So this video is about heat maps, audience heat maps. So I have audience heat map here, and I have audience heat map in the first one or two sentences. That's critical. You want to definitely repeat that. Links to stuff will auto shorten, and it's good to put your social media sites and other things in your title. You can see here I've got quite a lot of things, the Facebook group and Patreon page, the newsletter, links to affiliate sites. It's all good. Now remember, the more you entice someone off of YouTube, that could be a session end, and that could be a bad thing. But the general practice is to put your social media stuff there, and that is what it is. Not too much of a concern. Timecodes, also called chapters. This is an amazing feature that's relatively new on the platform, at least when I made this. Notice how I have these hyperlinks. They're the timestamps. You might think that's really difficult to do. No, it is super easy. Now, of course, this is only appropriate if you have multiple topics in your video and you want to provide this as a convenient way for your viewers to jump to specific parts. Here's how it works. All you have to do is just type something that looks like a time code, specifically some digits, a colon, and some more digits. 00 colon 16. That looks like 16 seconds in. You click it, it automatically jumps. It happens built into the system. Emojis, don't be afraid of emojis. I use these all over the place, and it's a good little visual thing that can get people to notice a particular line in your description. The Macintosh has a built-in little character viewer, and you can just double-click what you want, and it puts it into wherever it is you're typing. You can use hashtags in your description, and I believe the first three hashtags will surface on the play page underneath the video. Let's take a look. Yep, see that right there? That's a hashtag. When you do this, that's another opportunity for your viewer to click off and go to another area of YouTube, which may not have your stuff. So if you put it like a trending hashtag and a whole bunch of other YouTubers are doing it, you're essentially forcing a search and a search results page to appear, and then the person could choose to watch something else that's not yours. To win at YouTube, you want to keep people watching your stuff, all of your stuff. I know that's not possible, but that's the goal, that you have to do that. So I recommend not using hashtags in your video description, because they surface on the play page and people could click them and they could start watching other people's stuff. One more little power tip before I leave, and that is when you are putting links to your channel to subscribe, anytime you have a call to action to subscribe, do this. These characters right here should be on the end of your channel. !, sub, underbar, confirmation equals 1. Learn it, love it, live it. What happens is when someone clicks that, they're going to land on your channel page, and there's going to be a dialog box that says 1 to subscribe and 2 buttons, 1 to accept and 1 to cancel out of it. And they can't do anything else on the page except click or cancel off. Vast majority of the time, people click. So that's the hack. Just find your URL, and it could be, if you don't have a custom URL yet, that's fine. It'll still work. But that's what you do. You put the ? sub, underbar, confirmation equals 1. I want to see some awesome descriptions out there. All right, we're going to leave it here. If this was helpful, drop a like. As always, the next video in the course is on top, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, Internet.